I catch myself in these loops of glorifying people because they hit a certain milestone, because either they make a certain amount of money or they have a certain follower count or whatever that is. And so I find that I put a lot of my own personal self-worth in terms of external validation, right? So it depends on the job that I have, how much money I make, what kind of partner I have, right? Like, so much of my own personal self-worth comes from this external validation. And it's so interesting because that is actually what stops you from reaching your full potential, which is so counterintuitive. But so I'm currently in this mastermind, and the person who runs the mastermind is someone I've admired for years. For literally the last 2 years, I've pretty much put this person on a pedestal. It's so interesting. I actually went through my old journals from 2 years ago, and this was when I first discovered this person. I was reading her books, doing her journaling prompts, everything, and it completely freaking changed my life. And honestly, I never would have expected that 2 years later, I would be in a mastermind with her. I would have thought that it'd be like many years down the line, because her packages are not cheap. They are not cheap. They do cost quite a bit to be a part of. But I was presented with the opportunity this year where I was like, okay, this is going to be a bit of a stretch, but I honestly think that this is going to help me get to my next level. And so, once again, I've admired this person for years. I've truly put them on a pedestal, and I'm realizing this about myself because she makes a crap ton of money, like millions of dollars a month, owns many, many multi-million dollar properties, like just truly has done a lot in her life. And she's really young, right? Like she just turned 40. And she's done a lot. She's made over $48 million in her business. And in this mastermind, I kept considering myself to be the little fish because I feel like I skated by, right? Like literally, there's this one person celebrating a $250,000 month, another person celebrating $1 million cash month, like not even like in terms of revenue for the year, no, cash month, $1 million in 1 month, which to me sounded absolutely freaking absurd, right? And this is part of why I put myself in this space, is because I needed to normalize these large amounts of money, right? In order for me to get to my next level and to stop pedestalizing it, I needed to normalize being around money, being around wealth, being around people who had accomplished these really cool milestones. But what I also realized is part of what's currently keeping me stuck is I'm still pedestalizing everyone else in this mastermind. And I was reintroducing myself because there were a few more people that were added to the mastermind. And I caught myself writing that, oh yeah, and I'm a little fish, or I'm the little fish income wise, right? And I make a good, oh gosh, I'm sorry, my snot is. But I make a lot of money. Like I make a lot of money, but I'm really trying to stretch myself and just have consistent $130,000 months. Like that is the goal that I'm currently reaching. And part of that is because I made $130,000 in a year in my corporate job. And so this is the interesting thing, is that I essentially saw myself as beneath everyone else in this mastermind because they were already making $130, $250, $1 million a month, whereas I currently am not, but I am. Like internally, I feel like I'm there, you know? And so by putting myself below them, it also felt that like I skated into this mastermind and I didn't actually deserve to be here. Because so for this mastermind, you have to actually apply. The person who runs it reads all of the applications, and then she decides who gets to join, and she'll actually extend the invitation. And so I honestly applied being like, there's no way I get in. Like, I probably don't make enough money to be a part of this yet, yada, yada, yada. And then I was accepted. Literally the next day I was accepted. I'm like, what is happening? Literally, what is happening? I never thought I'd be able to get into a mastermind like this in years, or like at least in a year. And so what I realized though was I keep feeling like I just skated in, that somehow, for some reason, I'm here, or maybe she accidentally invited me in, but it's like, no, I am meant to be here, right? I am actually meant to be here. And whenever you're trying to normalize a new standard for yourself, you have to also see it as you are supposed to be there. You deserve everything at that new level as well. You're not beneath, you're not below. And, you know, we put so much emphasis on the number of properties that you have, or the amount of money that you make, or the number of followers you have, or everything like that. But the thing that I keep realizing at different levels and different stages is that they are just people. They are literally just people. The ones with the huge follower accounts, the ones with hundreds of thousands of dollars a month in revenue or in profit, the ones with millions of dollars a month in revenue or profit, they are just people. They are just regular, everyday people like you and me. Right? And I had to like reconcile that with myself, being like, wait, they are just freaking people. I am just a person too. Everything that they've accomplished, I could accomplish too. Literally no problem. But it's so crazy because I could tell myself that, right? I could truly tell myself that. But the big change happens when you're able to shift it internally. When you're truly able to shift it internally and see yourself as just as good, even better than those people who have accomplished the thing that you're trying to accomplish, right? And so until you see yourself as good as those other people, it's really hard for you to bring yourself to that level because you're constantly pedestalizing them. You're constantly seeing them as better than you, right? And what I'm always learning, and what you're probably learning by listening to my videos, is that a lot of this work of reaching success is truly just an internal shift that we have to have. We have to truly believe that we are worthy. We have to truly believe that we are there. And we have to work through these limiting beliefs, these limiting thoughts, because those are the things that are stopping us from getting to the next level. And so it's so interesting because even when I quit my corporate job, that first year of business, I made exactly $130,000. And then it's so funny too, the first year of my coaching program also made $130,000. And remember what I said before, when I was working my corporate job, I left my corporate job making $130,000. Isn't that wild? Isn't that absolutely crazy that I just consistently had this internal thermometer that was like, my worth is this $130,000 cap, basically, for my coaching program, for my just like entrepreneurship journey. That was for the longest time my cap. And I had to keep like pushing that boundary and pushing that barrier because I needed to see myself as worthy of more, as not just this corporate employee capped at making $130,000. But it was so hard for me to get out of that mindset without putting myself in spaces with people who were making more and realizing that there's nothing that different or crazy about these other people as there is with myself. Like I can make more, and now I do, thank goodness. But I can make more than $130,000. I am more than my corporate job, right? And so now I'm working on this, I can make $130,000 in a month milestone. And a lot of it's so interesting because a lot of it still just keeps coming back to, who are you pedestalizing? What do you believe they have that you don't? And realizing that you are inherently worthy. Just because you exist on this world, just because you're alive and breathing, you are worthy of anything and everything you want and desire. You are worthy of millions of dollars a month. You are worthy of millions of dollars in real estate assets. You are worthy of the best, amazing freaking relationship in the world. You are worthy of a beautiful, loving family and husband. You are worthy to have the body that you desire. You are worthy of absolutely everything that you want. But now it's time for you to actually believe it. To believe it internally, to get rid of the stories that you're telling yourself inside, these looping stories that keep coming back at every single milestone that you're hitting. You're like, why do I keep hitting these barriers? And it's because you're still working through the self-worthiness limitation that isn't real. It's not real. Those other people who've reached this, there's nothing inside of them that you don't have in yourself. There is no external factor that makes them special, because you are special too. You are special in your own right. And the more you can love yourself, the more you can dig deep down and appreciate yourself for who you are, the more you are true to yourself, that is when success comes. That's when you hit the milestones. That's when you do everything in full alignment. But you have to know and decide that you are worthy. This feels really cathartic to me. This feels really cathartic to me. And I know that this is going to help someone else out there. Because I think a lot of the time, especially with social media, we see all these people, what they've accomplished. It always feels like we're behind. But let me tell you this, you are not behind. You just need to believe that you are worthy of whatever it is that you want. And you have to also know and understand that those people have nothing over you. They are not more special than you. They don't have these secret tricks and stuff. Like, they just believed that it was possible for them. That's it. Okay. I hope you thought this was helpful. This was really helpful for me, regardless, whoever watches this, or if you don't. Either way, namaste.